At Highfield Road, Coventry, Coventry City play Manchester United in a First Division game given a lot of added interest by new players on both sides. Coventry City field Bobby Graham, signed from Liverpool for £70,000, and he lines up in a Coventry side which has been showing a good deal of solidity at the back, but is having terrible trouble scoring goals. Ernie Hunt, number 11, their leading scorer with 9 goals, and in the last 6 games they've scored only once through this man, Wilf Smith, their right back, his first goal for the club against West Ham 10 days ago. On the Manchester United side, Martin Buchan plays his 7th game since signing from Aberdeen for £125,000. He's in a United lineup that lacks Brian Kidd up front, but otherwise is pretty much as it has been lately, and that means a return to the Midlands today for Ian Moore, playing his 3rd game since his £200,000 transfer to Old Trafford. 3 games in the United colours for him, but 563 for Bobby Charlton, who today equals the club appearance record in the league set up by Bill Fowkes. Mr. Trevor Spencer from Wootton Bassett is the referee this afternoon, and it's Coventry City who kick off. For black and white viewers, the white shorts and darker shirts are Manchester United. Coventry City in their familiar sky blue. This is Chris Catlin with the throw. Ernie Hunt trying to force a way through, and Buchan's header comes out to Catlin, and now Bobby Graham. It's Morgan back challenging. Catlin again for Coventry. Not a bad cross, but Tony Dunn, a good header. And now Mortimer, number 4 for Coventry. Ball back for Maguire. Coventry unable to sustain the pressure. The back pass from Roy Barry. Charlton under this. Now Wilf Smith coming back where Best can have a snip at him. Hunt to Mortimer. Chilton calling for the high ball. And here it's dropped for him from Carr. Catlin. James header out, come back to Willie Carr, and O'Neill just kicks it clear. Maguire. Mortimer through to Chilton. Maguire again. This time for Mortimer, didn't make contact properly. It was Mortimer who failed to make contact with the final effort, but Coventry were putting on pressure there without really being able to steady themselves. Mortimer again, Hunt can't thread it through, and this is pretty desperate defence by Manchester United, but they had a lot of men there covering. Blockley. Steve James watching it through the air and getting it well. Smith coming up. And away by James again. Now Best, almost his first touch of the game. 6 minutes gone. Morgan outside him. Just Law through the middle. Best again. Ian Moore now. Bobby Charlton. Charlton playing it for Dunn, who keeps it in. Moore is in the middle. Brought away by Barry for Hunt. Free kick quickly given and quickly taken. Maguire for Chilton. And that was handball signalled by the linesman. Chilton with a strip of plaster across his eye. Buchan. Moore. hopeful lob from Tony Dunn that did nothing. Graham's header. Gowling for Manchester United. Now Gowling to Dunn. Tony Dunn. Blocked by Carr, and it's still in play. Hunt. Chilton. Now Mortimer. Long ball from Morgan. Not quite right for Moore. Lockley to Maguire. Carr tackled as he received the ball by Dunn. Moore. Law just ahead of him and out on this side Best. Roy Barry couldn't keep it in. Manchester United throw. Best. Tommy O'Neill has gone forward, but that pass misses him out. Mortimer. Catlin's long ball. And Buchan's header doesn't really do its job, but Chilton is offside. Chris Chilton, with that plaster, I suspect a legacy of yesterday's game against Tottenham. Former Hull City player. Scored a lot of goals for them, but only 2 for Coventry. And now Martin Buchan. Good header by Moore for Best. And a great goal! The free kick from Buchan, the header by Moore, and Best with time to draw a bead and hit that with deadly precision just past Glazier's dive. 13 minutes gone, 1-0 to Manchester United. George Best's 24th goal of the season. And that really sets Coventry back. They've done most of the attacking until then, but they cannot afford to allow George Best room to draw a bead like that. No foul given. Yes, it is. Gowling penalised for the trip on Maguire. 3 men in the wall. Law going to make a 4th. Flip for Willie Carr. Bounce back to him off the wall. Chilton, Mortimer, Smith. Not a good enough ball from Smith. Moore. Dunn playing a long one for Law, and this has given Best some space again. And he'll try once more. Tripped. Lockley apologising for the trip, but it allows Coventry to get a wall back. And a big wall it is too. 5 men in it and 2 men just to the side. And Best shoots into the wall. Best again. And only just with his fingertips by Glazier. Best reacting so sharply. And the goal has turned the game. Manchester United, having been pressed into some improvisation in defence, now suddenly beginning to look much more controlled and calculated in attack. Charlton with the corner. A whistle for some sort of infringement there. I think he's going to have the corner taken again. Either because Graham was not far enough off, or because the ball was not inside the quadrant. Whatever reason, Bobby Charlton will try once more. That's the line-up beyond the far post. And here's Charlton again to try the corner. Gowling has now come to the near post, but it's for James at the back, too high for him, and gone right through for a goal kick. Catlin must wait for it to come out. Chilton beating James, but Dunn there to tidy up. And he's made it too. Good work by Dunn. Loses it eventually to Barry. Mortimer. James coming into the back of Chilton, but he got away with it. Now Moore. And he's still going. Now he's got a chance. The flag was up anyway for offside by law. Ian Moore was holding his head in anguish, swung his foot at that as he saw a final tackle coming. He'd already gone past three very cleverly. Chilton to Mortimer. Maguire with Smith going outside him, and here Chilton. Now for Smith. In the middle, Hunt and Graham. Maguire deciding against playing the early cross. Now pulls it over, and Buchan plays it back out to him. And he very tamely allows it to go for the throw in. Surely would have been better to have kept possession. Gowling's ball. Taking it away from Carr, giving it to Moore. Gowling to Morgan. Through for O'Neill. Carr able to get his body between O'Neill and the ball, and O'Neill pulled up for a foul. Lockley to Mortimer. Buchan's tackle before Hunt could steady himself. Maguire slipping it through for Mortimer, and on for Graham. It'll be a corner. Steve James got a boot there to check the ball as Bobby Graham hit it. Stepney was coming out, more in hope than expectation. It was good work by Steve James. Graham with the corner, and that'll be Stepney's. Takes those so well. Ian Moore for Manchester United, and he's through over the tackle again, and he's got it. "22 minutes gone, and Ian Moore keeps up his goal-a-game average for Manchester United, taking that ball midway inside the Coventry half and just bursting past tackles with a long stride and hitting a very good low shot past Glazier. 2-0 to Manchester United, and now Coventry have really got to find something. They could really be annihilated in the mood Manchester United are in. They haven't won a league game away from Old Trafford since November the 27th when they beat Southampton. Mortimer. Charlton. Graham winning it back. Catlin's tackle. Gowling to Law. Barry to Mortimer. Hunt. Chilton tackled by James. Maguire now. Smith. Three men in the middle now. It's not very often that Coventry have three men waiting for a cross. Chilton very much a lone ranger, and everybody else tending to try and come through, sniping from just on the edge of the penalty area, hoping to run onto the ball, and that just isn't working for Coventry at the moment. Best to Gowling. O'Neill. Gowling. And O'Neill again, with Morgan going ahead on his right and Law just on his left. This is Best. Back in for Law, but well cut out by Blockley. United were coming forward very positively then. James. And that wasn't a good header by Barry because it let Best in, and that spells danger. Glazier's handling not what it should have been, but no danger because there was nobody able to follow up quickly enough. Done. Maguire prodding it forward for Chilton. Great deal of territorial advantage in Coventry's favour, but they've shown nothing like the ability to cope with chances when they make them that Manchester United have. Maguire with the corner. And a foul by Chris Chilton, by Roy Barry, in fact, pushing on James as he came boring in for that corner. Law's header, Blockley. Roy Barry got a knock on the hip there as Law went up for that header. Buchan for Manchester United to Charlton. Gowling for Ian Moore. He's got Smith coming to challenge, and he's wrong-footed him. Played it back for Gowling. 6 men forward for Manchester United. Law for Best. Can he get in? How he makes that extra yard in the last two is really astonishing. That looked all over Willie Carr's ball, and still Best got a foot in. Chilton to Hunt. Mortimer set himself up for a shot here and left it too long. Buchan gets it away through the mud to Gowling. Charlton. Just over a minute now on my watch, plus whatever Mr. Spencer adds on for injuries. Best. Carr. Good interception by James. Best. Dunn to Charlton. James. Law. And Best. And United now beginning to knock it around with a lot of confidence, finding their men with pass after pass. O'Neill to Moore. Law trying to give it back to him, but Barry read the danger, but there was an infringement there, some kind of obstruction that gives Manchester United a free kick, an indirect free kick, just on the edge of the box. Roy Barry protesting about it. So Bobby Charlton is number 9, 8 is George Best. Mr. Spencer having to do a lot of arm waving to get that wall back, and it certainly isn't 10 yards back. More for Charlton. Bang! And that wraps up the Easter present for Manchester United, ties it in a bow, and now you could have any price you liked against Coventry City. A well-worked free kick, just a quick tap to Bobby Charlton, and that lethal boot slams it past Glazier, and Bobby Charlton celebrates his record number of league appearances for Manchester United with his 11th goal of the season. 3-0 now to Manchester United. Maguire. Barry. And Barry coming through, and he's got one! It looked as though it might have been deflected. But Roy Barry is the scorer. Made it all himself, came forward, looked for the goal, and he may well have been helped there by a deflection, but that makes it 3-1. And the goal, something of a celebration for Roy Barry, his first ever for the club since he came here from Dunfermline in October 1969. Maguire. Hunt. Jakar. And the crowd really beginning to feel this is something to enjoy. Free kick quickly taken. Graham. Carr now in space. Tried for the near post. Stepney was across covering, and the ball was going 2 feet wide. We played 2 minutes of injury time in this first half. And there is the half-time whistle, and they go in to reflect on the fact that the difference between these two sides is that where Best, Moore and Charlton know how to finish, the Coventry forwards have had to be shown the way by Roy Barry as centre-back. And so that half-time scoreline absolutely justified. Coventry 1, Manchester United 3.
Half-time scoreline there, made up with goals for Man United from George Best in.
And so away we go for the second half of this game, with Coventry 3-1 down to Manchester United, and in spite of that goal pulled back by Roy Barry, still in deep trouble. They've won only 2 league games since mid-October, and the 2 teams they beat were Southampton and Huddersfield, which tells its own tale. Smith's header, done for Manchester United. Mortimer to Maguire. Graham. Maguire. Hunt. Graham. And Manchester United stopping a lot of trouble before it really breaks out with their covering on the edge of the box. Coventry there worked right across the field while they made about 5 yards progress forward. Bright sunshine at the start of this second half, but a lot of clouds still around. Lockley. This is only Manchester United's 5th visit to Highfield Road for a league match since the war. They won here 2 seasons ago, but lost the other 3. Gowling now to take this throw-in for Manchester United. Best making himself available, and Morgan and Charlton. Gowling tries to find Morgan, in fact gets another throw-in. Cut out by Graham. Steve James. Morgan for Charlton, and he's made it. Slightly lethargic opening to this second half after that incident-full end of the first. James kicking it away from Chilton. That must nearly have given him a patch of plaster over the other eye. O'Neill's clearance only as far as Glazier. Hunt. Buchan. Shielding it from Hunt. Getting it back from Morgan. Are now breaking over the halfway line for the first time in the game and showing that he can run with the ball. Mortimer has policed him all the way back, but he turned it well, and it was only that the referee inadvertently came between Morgan and the ball that stopped it. But here now is Moore. And Law was snooping, the flag's up for offside. It won't count, the flag is up. Referee still hasn't seen it, and the linesman eventually has taken it down. There would have been a fair old debate if one of those had gone in. The linesman have been standing for ages with his flag up. Graham. And now what can Smith do? Mortimer. Header by O'Neill. Best. Smith for Coventry. Maguire to Graham. And an interception by O'Neill. Tony Dunn nodding it down. Graham for Hunt, and plays it back out again. Good work by Willie Morgan. Beautiful bit of football. Charlton to Best. Moore inside him, and now gone out to the touchline, and that's the ball for him from Best. Charlton, 5 men up for United. A run in by Law, making space for Morgan. Mortimer's header away. Maguire. Good work there by Smith. Mortimer. Carr. To Hunt. Graham. Chilton was waiting at the edge of the box, but it's Mortimer who fires wide. And Chilton was angry because he was calling for a pass. But Coventry giving a sustained exhibition here of how to create pressure without scoring goals. Manchester United content to soak most of it up on the edge of the 18-yard area. Lockley. Foul given against Tony Dunn. Willie Carr, the little general, this time leaving it for Smith. James getting in a long leg. Maguire. And now he's got room to turn it. And it's come, and it's turned in by Bobby Graham. Maguire, for the first time, refusing to be forced out wide, gets past the tackle, turns the ball inside, and it still wasn't easy for Bobby Graham. But in his 6th game, he gets his first goal for Coventry City since his transfer from Liverpool. And Coventry now are back in the match. 2-3 down, 8 minutes into the second half. Moore. Everybody coming to cover, and it's taking 3 men every time Moore sets off on a run. And even then, Smith only stops him with a trip. Bobby Charlton to take this. Goulding has come forward into the area. Here goes Charlton. Best was waiting, but it didn't fall for him. Maguire. Good ball from Maguire to Mortimer. Carr ready to take over. Smith. Tony Dunn sent out onto the running track. by that challenge from Ernie Hunt, and taking a while to pull himself to his feet. Left an enormous skid mark, 6 feet long. Word in his ear from Mr. Spencer, and nothing needed from Malcolm Musgrove. Buchan with the free kick. Best. Not really clear whether that was meant for Morgan or O'Neill, and neither of them really felt inclined to go for it. It absolutely bisected them. Carr to Chilton. Gowling pushed off it by Carr, right under the referee's nose. Well, from 3-0 down after 45 minutes, Coventry have certainly shown a bit of spirit to force themselves back into this game. One goal in injury time in the first half, and now another one early in this second half. Barry getting it through, but it comes back from Graham, and here's Moore to pick it up. Dunn to Charlton, and on to Best. He's got Law on his right, but this is the sort of situation where Best likes to go it alone. It was blocked by Blockley. Gowling. Mortimer clear to Graham. Ernie Hunt. Play on, says the referee. No foul by Buchan. Charlton to Dunn. And Hunt left chasing his shadow. Best not pleased with that challenge from Smith, but Moore is off again, and he could have done with the advantage then, but the referee wanted to stop it because he wanted to have words with Barry. Ian Moore, understandably upset at being pulled back, but there are times when a referee wants to make sure that a defender knows just how he feels about an incident. Can't help feeling, though, that it's given the advantage to Coventry, now organised in defence. Best. Through to Moore for Charlton. Morgan can't control it, and it goes back to Glazier. Good header by Steve James. Carr, tackled by O'Neill. Charlton. And O'Neill still going on. Offside. That was an astute combination by the Coventry defenders. Saw Manchester United committed to coming forward. Buchan. Best. Morgan gets it out to Moore, who this time is onside, and Law is over at the back of the box. Here it comes. Oh, what a save! Dennis Law, frustrated by Glazier, with a save in a million. Gowling. Fouled by Maguire. That was tremendous football. There was a goal there from the moment that Moore started to run. Law was perfectly positioned. Moore timed his cross absolutely to perfection, and still Glazier got down and across. Moore now. And again Glazier! It was offside. The corner is not given. Yes, it is. The referee has overruled the linesman. The linesman with his flag up. But in fact, the referee has decided, I think, that Glazier was watching that ball through the air and that in no way was Law interfering with play. So twice in a minute, Glazier pulls off stupendous saves. to save Manchester United from once again taking this game by the scruff of the neck. Just over a quarter of an hour gone in the second half of what is really a tremendous game of football. Law, Moore, can he do it? No, he can't this time. Morgan, cleared by Barry. Bobby Graham. Everybody streaming out now for Coventry. Chilton to Hunt. Buchan waiting to tackle. Hunt recovering well, and he was being pulled back by Buchan. Not often that you see Buchan beaten sufficiently that he needs to resort to those sort of tactics. Linesman flagging because the free kick has to be taken from further back. Graham. Charlton saw the danger, didn't really cut it out, but hustled him. Mortimer. Blockley out to Willie Carr. And played well for Mortimer, who again takes up a good position and plays a good cross. Chilton's header, but over. Chris Chilton, who averaged, when he was with Hull City, a goal almost every second league game he played, has only got 2 here in 23 games, and he just doesn't seem able to get it right at all. Underneath that header. Mortimer's throw. Barry. Mortimer again. Pull back for Maguire. Mortimer. And an interception by Morgan, which he can't complete. Stepney hesitates, but Buchan's header is good. Bobby Charlton. To Best. Played well for Law. Beautiful pass. Nobody in the middle. Law holds it for O'Neill. Best. Morgan going forward. Played out for Moore. Moore always willing to take men on, but that time Smith too good for him. Done for Moore. Good cross. Law! And again it's Glazier's fingertips that beat him. That's 3 absolutely superb saves from this goalkeeper. Charlton. Maguire trying to play it for Chilton. Charlton to Best. For Ian Moore. Moore again. Another good cross, but this time Blockley clears. Graham. Maguire. Mortimer going out left. His legs beginning to look just a little tired. He's covered an enormous amount of ground. Hunt's header for Mortimer again. And in comes Catlin, a bit unorthodox, but the end result is a corner to Coventry, and 2 players picking themselves up somewhat wearily and bruisedly from the ground. 3/4 of the game gone. Carr to take the corner for Coventry. Ernie Hunt on the line by the near post as Carr takes the corner. And Graham got in there, but he couldn't direct it well enough. Best. Gowling to Morgan and O'Neill. Morgan has got Law in the middle, and only Law, but O'Neill going in, and now here's Moore coming in, and an appeal for handball and a penalty. Law and Moore were quite sure about it, and Best going as Glazier comes out, and Best saw him coming and hit the ball, hoping either that he could get it up enough to chip it over him, or else knowing that he was sure of getting the secondary advantage of a corner. Moore fighting for the ball, somewhat unorthodox challenge, pushing off his man, Mortimer. A certain amount of frustration may well be building up in Ian Moore, having seen that appeal for a penalty go unheard, and twice having been called back when he was through, once because he had his shirt pulled, once because the referee wanted to have a word with Roy Barry. Good header on by Children. Hunt! Put it wide! It's the clearest chance that Ernie Hunt has had in this game. Looked suspiciously close to being offside, but averted the controversy by putting his shot outside. Charlton. Barry retaining control well under the challenge. Mortimer with Law galloping back. Gowling. Charlton. Just more ahead of him. And Barry there for Coventry. For Smith, and now Carr, who seems like perpetual motion personified, never seems to tire, and he's made a good chip there, and there's Hunt!